शनेना हृतवस्त्रकेशा कृष्णा तदाक्रोशदनन्यनाथ गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति कृष्णा तदाक्रोशदनन्यनाथ गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति श्रीकृष्ण विष्णु मधुकैटभारे भक्तानुकम्पिन् भगवन्मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण विष्णु मधुकैटभारे भक्तानुकम्पिन् भगवन् त्रायस्व मां केशवलोकनाथ गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति विक्रेतु कामाखिल गोपकन्या मुरारिपादार्पितचित्तवृत्तिः विक्रेतु कामाखिल गोपकन्या मुरारिपादार्पितचित्तवृत्तिः दध्याधिकं मोहवशादवोच गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति दद्या उलूखले संभृततण्डुलांश्च सङ्घट्टयन्त्यो मुसलै प्रमुग्धाः गायन्ति गोप्यो जनितानुरागा गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति काचित् कराम्भोजपुटे निषन्नं क्रीडा सुखं किं शुकरक्ततुण्डम् क्रीडा सुखं किं अध्यापयामास सरोरुहाक्षी गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति अध्यापयामास सरोरु गृहे गृहे गोपवधू समूह प्रतिक्षणं पिञ्जरसारिकानां स्खलद्गिरं वाचयितुं प्रवृत्तो गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर Damodaramādhavēti. Paryankikābjam alamku Paryankikābja bhajam Paryankikābhajamalam kumaram prasvapayantyo khila gopakanya Paryankikābhajamalam kumaram Paryankikābhajamalam kumaram prasvapayantyo khila gopakanya Jago prabandham swaratalabandham Govinda Damodaramādhavēti. Ramanujam Vikshanakeliloolam Gopi Gehitva Navanita Golam Ramanujam Vikshanakeliloolam Gopi Gehitva Navanita Golam Abalakam balakam Abalakam balakamaju Abalakam balakamajuhava Govinda Damodaramādhavēti. Abalakam balakamaju Vichitravarnabharanabhirame Vidhehi Vaktrambujarajahamse. Sadamadiye rasanegrarange Govinda Damodaramādhavēti. Ankādhirūಢam shishugopagūಢam Sthanam dhayantam kamalaikakantam. Ankādhirūಢam shishugopagūಢam Sthanam dhayantam Sambodhayamasa mudaya Yashoda Govinda Damodaramādhavēti. 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 गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति श्री गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति भजन की जय। बिल्वमंगल ठाकुर की जय। हरे कृष्णा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रहे। Hare Krishna. So today we will read from first canto, 17th chapter, 13th verse. आख्याहि वृषभद्रं वः साधूनामकृतागसाम् आत्मवैरूप्यकर्तारम् पार्थानां कीर्तिदूषणम्। आख्याहि वृषभद्रं वः साधूनामकृतागसाम् आत्मवैरूप्यकर्तारम् पार्थानां कीर्तिदूषणम्। आत्मवैरूप्यकर्तारम् पार्थानां कीर्तिदूषणम्। आख्याहि वृषभद्रं वा साधूनामकृतागसाम् आत्मवैरूप्यकर्तारम् पार्थानां कीर्तिभूषणम्। साधु sadhunam atmavairupya kartaram parthanam kirti dushanam. Madhus, you want to repeat? Akyahi, just let me know. Vrisha, O bull, Bhadram, good. Vah, for you. Sadhunam, of the honest. Akrita agasam, of those who are offenseless. Atma Vairupya, defamation of the self. Kartaram, the doer. Parthanam, of the sons of Pritha. Kirti Dushanam, blackening the reputation or tarnishing the reputation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O bull, you are offenseless and thoroughly honest. Therefore, I wish all good to you. Please tell me of the perpetrator of these mutilations, which blacken the reputation of the sons of Pritha. Perpet. The reputation of the reign of Maharaj Ramachandra and that of the kings who followed in the footsteps of Maharaj Ramachandra, like the Pandavas and their descendants, are never to be forgotten, because in their kingdom, offenseless and honest living beings will never be in trouble. The bull and the cow are the symbols of the most offenseless living beings, because even the stool and urine of these animals are utilized to benefit human society. The descendants of the sons of Pritha, like Maharaja Pariksit, were afraid of losing their reputations. But in the modern days, the leaders are not even afraid of killing such offenseless animals. Herein lies the difference between the reign of those pious kings and the modern states ruled by the irresponsible executive heads without knowledge of the codes of God. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yudapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram. Hare Krishna. Akya hi vrishabhadram va sadhunam akrutagasam atma vairupya kartaram parthanam kirti dushanam. So, if we go through the word to word meaning, which Hindi, English okay for everyone? English is okay? Okay. So, when Pariksit Maharaj came across cow and the bull, and bull in very much depreciated condition, bull was okay. Bull was very much harassed. 3 of her legs are 75% of her legs were destroyed. Okay. So, very much bad condition. And when Pariksit Maharaj saw that bull, generally bulls and cows are very, very innocent animals, harmless, honest animals, and such a bull is being beaten by Kali, so which is not good. Actually, in a good kingdom, when a good king is present, no innocent person will be troubled. They will live happily. Those who are offenseless, and they can live happily. Like, normal citizens, you can walk on the road on the left hand side. At least according to the law, we have to walk on the left hand side. Just we walk on the left hand side. We pay the taxes, and we don't evade any bills or anything. So government will never harass. But now when kings are not good, even innocent people are being harassed. So Kali was harassing the bull, and it's the doer, the kartaram, here you see, is perpetrator means is harmful person, or it's a dishonest, cheating person, and he is harassing, which blacken the reputation of the sons of Pritha. Means that if something goes wrong in the kingdom, that will really cost the reputation of the kings. Anything goes wrong. Even in the current age also, when there is a train accident, the blame will go to the government. Government is negligent in maintaining the trains. Their systems are not foolproof. That's why some accident has happened. So government will really take it on to them whenever anything goes wrong. In the current age, we limited government's responsibility to maintain the trains and aeroplanes and roads, buses, only this much. The government has got bigger responsibility for all the living beings. Like all these classes in the past, we were listening, Praja means whoever has taken birth on that land is Praja of that land. Ja means Jan. Pra means like all. Whoever has taken the birth in that land is Praja. So government has responsibility towards everyone. But in the modern age, the governments are in the pursuit of making money, so they harm people. Just like you see, they open so many alcohol shops everywhere, and they loot money from the public. They don't come and take money from your pocket directly, but they create such a situation, they can take away a lot of money from us. Various ways actually, not one way. Alcohol is one example. Many ways they loot people. And this Kali Yuga, this is very, very common. And then king's reputation, they are also worried for the reputation. All the kings are worried for the reputation. Like Sri Radha Madhav ki jai, Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Everyone is worried for their reputation, but they because of the ignorance of the people and the kings, they just maintain that reputation so that people vote them. So they want to show that we are benefiting people. How they are benefiting? Just you go in the bus for free. They give some freebies or some ration rice. Somebody wants to go to Mecca, they will give some subsidy. Somebody gets married, they will give some money to the people, whoever is getting married. And all the governments all over the world are doing these things without knowing the real benefit to the people. And those things are actually harming the public. Those things are harming the public, because public is also not supposed to take any money just like that. When government is giving, and then people will become lazy. But these things are all, like in Kali Yuga, most of the things are topsy-turvy, upside down. The right thing is understood to be wrong thing, and wrong thing to be understood as right thing. For example, the purpose of human life, actually for them success, you should economically develop and you should become so prosperous at whatever cost. At whatever cost. I don't care. Like, I make a lot of weapons and I will become prosperous. Like America, all these countries are making so many weapons, so many big weapon industry is there. And then they'll just sell. And they become prosperous. And then wars will be there, and those weapons who go to other countries, one day they will be coming back to their country also. They can come. Like example, WTC towers. They made weapons, and those weapons came back and hit into them only. So it actually, it never benefits anyone, these kind of things. But they think this is okay. Money, money, money. Everyone is running after money. This is a nature of Kali Yuga. Kali means full of faults. Everywhere we see fault. And in this, your main fault is hypocrisy. Second fault is quarrel. Actually, if you are all plain human beings, there may not be much quarrel among us. You see Mahabharata war, Duryodhana was so hypocrite, isn't it? Dhritarashtra was so hypocrite. In front of public, he wanted to treat his children and his brother's children equal. But behind the screens, they will plot them to kill. Dhritarashtra knows my son is plotting to kill the Pandavas. He didn't say anything. He never scolded his son also. Actually, he is supposed to give death punishment to his son for plotting his brother's children to kill. He didn't do anything. He is supposed to kill actually. He is the king. Dhritarashtra is the king. He could have ordered now death punishment to Duryodhana. Could he do that? He didn't do. Hypocrisy. And actually, after the Lakshagriha incident, Kauravas have celebrated inside the palace. They all had alcohol party or whatever, they enjoyed that night. And few days they were all in so much of happiness, false happiness. And the day they came to know that Pandavas have returned to Hastinapur. And inside the palace they were so much in sorrow, so much of they were so sad to know that Pandavas didn't die. But when they came out of the palace doors, they all started weeping. Oh, we thought you all cried. We are so lucky that you didn't. Pandavas observed all these things, but they didn't say anything. They didn't utter a word actually against Kauravas. They knew that this is a plot of the Kauravas, but they just kept mum. They just tolerated. So, and then Pandavas have been tolerating from their childhood, tolerating. And then Krishna said, no more toleration. Now you should go for the battle. Still, they were making truce, okay, give us only 5 villages. It's okay, 5 villages. Duryodhana was not agreeing to that also. He wanted to destroy Pandavas and take over the reign of entire world after killing Pandavas. Actually, had Duryodhana asked Yudhishthir Maharaj, why don't you allow us to become rulers? Anyhow, you people are sadhus, so please grant us to rule. We are begging you. Dhritarashtra would have given, okay, take it, yaar, it's okay, we will do something else. They would have given actually. But see, in the hypocrite world, if nothing will be straightforward. You cannot be so plain and straightforward. And then, no, we want to fight and win and we will take pride of taking your kingdom. One side they say that. On the other side, they do the game of dice and they cheat and they try to use up the kingdom. So, if you get your head, I'll take head. If not, I'll fall on the feet. They take this kind of method. And then all these things will lead to wars. I was watching a video, these days WhatsApp videos, not able to avoid. So one video was depicting like old Charlie Chaplin movie, and Charlie Chaplin was asked to speak. I don't know anything head and tail of that movie, but only he'll be asked to speak, and he will speak so nicely that I don't want to become the emperor, I want to serve everyone, I want to uplift the people, and blah 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 he says. And those who are trying to oppress, we will fight against them. And then the tone will change, and then how we should fight and then win and then use all our energy, dedication, everything to fight against. He will start with the tone that peace. We want to establish peace in the world. Okay? Now you see, America is telling the same thing. All world, nations of the world are all telling the same thing. We want to establish. Israel is telling, we want to establish the peace. So, and everyone says, Dharma Yuddha, Jihad, Christians also use crusade, Everyone says the same thing. And then there will be fights and wars. And we know clearly that none of these people are right. All are hypocrites. So, everyone is fighting for their dharma or the dharma that they think to be dharma. But real dharma, people have forsaken. The real dharma is completely forsaken. And this is the problem in Kali Yuga. And unfortunately, this Kali Yuga is very long. It spans for 1200 years. Okay? 1200 years not of ours, but 1200 years of Devatas. Okay? If we calculate 1200 into 360, 1 day hours is 1 year to the Devata. Devata's 1 day is equal to our 1 year. That's why we celebrate the day Devatas come and worship. So that day we celebrate as Brahmotsav. So every day Devatas come and worship the Lord according to their calendar. But according to our calendar, that will become 1 year. Okay? That's why 360 into 1200 is 4,32,000 years, the span of Kali Yuga. And such a long duration, we are going to face these troubles. Are inevitable. Because it is very difficult to establish the pramana of the dharma. People don't want to accept because they are all hypocrites. If we are not hypocrites, I am telling you, very easy to resolve all the problems. Very simple. When you understand that opposite person is telling, the grave point than yours, will just keep mum and hear to him. Okay? And if he is not telling, then you will try to convince, and if that person is not hypocrite, and then he will validate, yes, you are telling very valid point, thank you very much, Prabhu, and then he will go ahead and then. But no, ego, you don't express any time. Nobody says that I am egoistic person in this world. But we will just fight. This is nature of Kali Yuga. Yeah. And in this Kali Yuga, like as I said, 4,32,000 years, this will go on like this. Very difficult to break it. Dharma is something. Yesterday we were discussing, right? 3 legs or 4 legs. I was going through the 3rd chapter of Bhagavatam. 1 second. Twelve 3:15. Actually, in the due course of time, somewhere this sloka, Bhagavatam says dharma is gradually deteriorating as the yuga changes. I didn't write that sloka number. 1 second. Twelve to 37. Yeah. In one of these shlokas here it comes, Katham Sheyam. Okay, overall, it gradually deteriorates. The dharma will deteriorate gradually, and then as in Satya Yuga, dharma will be stable on 4 legs. People will follow fully 4 principles of dharma, like Satyam, Daya, Tapa and Shaucham. But in 12th canto it is mentioned as in a different way, Satyam, Daya, Tapam, Dhanam. Okay. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Dhanam is like you become clean by giving by giving charity, you will become clean. If you accumulate money, that will cause contamination. So these 4 principles are very stable, and as the Treta Yuga comes, in the people's hearts, that Satyam will be reduced by 25%, violence will erupt, Daya will go, all these things like gradually goes away, 25%. So in Satya Yuga time, there was no need of kings. Even if king is there, one king can rule whole world, There's no, who wants to take that attack? Most of the people will be in jungles. Very few people will be outside. Many are the Brahmanas. Brahmanas need not be managed. Generally, animals need to be managed with a stick. And only you have to always show the stick and manage them. But human beings are not supposed to be managed with the stick. Brahmanas especially, for them Shastra is there and they are already living their life according to the law of the Shastra. King doesn't have to remind them. And in Satyayuga mostly, predominantly Brahmanas used to live. And in the Treta Yuga, predominantly Kshatriyas and Brahmanas were living. Okay? So 25% is reduced. And then as Treta Yuga comes, Dwapara Yuga comes, then we will have predominance to go to Vaishyas also. That's why in Krishna book, Krishna goes to meet one rich Vaishya story comes. So the values also will come down by 50%. So 75% dharma was there in the Treta Yuga, 50% dharma was there in Dwapara Yuga. And when it comes to Kali, that dharma will be only 25% and adharma will be 75%. And then that also gradually will be reduced. Day by day it will be reduced. And the symptoms of Kali are given in the 12th canto very nicely. Day by day those values will go down and then people will be suffering like anything with various things. And this goes on to 1,000 years of Devatas. And then last 200 years again, then gradually the changes will come. And then the Kalki Bhagavan will come. And then he will personally train. I mean, here it is mentioned that Vyasadeva will train. Where is this shloka? 37th verse. Who Vasudeva will train, you know? The Shantanu Maharaj's brother is still alive. Okay? Devapi is a brother of Shantanu Maharaj. And Maru, these two people will be alive. One is from the Sun dynasty, another is from Moon dynasty. And they will be trained. Again, the Varnashrama will be established. So whatever effort we put to make Varnashrama in the current age will be very, very difficult. Generally, it is so said, when we want to do something, suppose we want to put a road from Hyderabad to Delhi, how much difficult can we make a road to Hyderabad to Delhi? So tough. But if government wants, every day 10 kilometers road, in 1 month road is finished. Possible or not? The British people put the railroads, actually so difficult, putting the railroad in those days. What they could do? Olden days the kings have constructed big temples. They could do. So similarly, when Krishna wants to establish Varnashrama, he will do it in end of the Kali Yuga. But in the current age, Krishna let it go. And Varnashrama we don't see. Only some traces here and there, but we don't see Varnashrama. And if Varnashrama is not there, it's very difficult for people to live peacefully. Because in the normal society, people live on the grounds of exploitation. I want to enjoy, for that I can exploit other people. This is a problem. Right? That's why many people have opposed Varnashrama, because instead of servitude, there was exploitation. And the main goal of that Varnashrama was lost. Main goal was to please the Lord. If everyone is pleasing the Lord, then actually the day we start living to satisfy Krishna, then automatically we will become friend of everyone. This is a secret. If you have some enemy, means we have still some, selfish motive. That's why we have some enemy in this world. But in Varnashrama, everyone lives for satisfying Krishna, so there is no competition, and people will cooperate with each other, and then they live peacefully. So that Varnashrama will be established towards, again, end of Kali Yuga, and then Krita Yuga will begin. Krita Yuga means, Krita means doing, right? Karma Karna Krita. So Krita Yuga means, in that Yuga, everyone will do their karma properly. That's why its name is Krita Yuga. So everyone will be engaged in their dharma, whatever. So in the Kali Yuga, this dharma is completely forsaken. People will not know like what I should do. Many people will ask, what is my duty? We say, you ask your Guru, and then whatever Guru says, you do it. Why we say? Because we are still in a confused state in the Kali Yuga. We don't know what to do, what not to do. So the best thing is to engage in the devotional activities more than any other activity in the Kali Yuga. Because we don't know, completely, utterly confused state. So in this, devotional service is advised. And the special quality of Kali Yuga is, even if whichever way we do, Krishna accepts. Krishna will be very, very merciful, and then generally, the grace will help in this Yuga. So, in the other religions, especially in the Christianity and all, they say like Jesus will come and the dead will rise, and then they'll be taken to heaven. All these things they'll tell. I always say, whenever Jesus comes, how does it matter? You may die now, and Jesus may come after 10,000 years, after 5,000 years, or after tomorrow, after you die. It doesn't make any difference, because you have gone into the tomb. So, after that, whether you go to heaven or hell, you don't choose. Maybe Jesus will choose based on your activities. So now you should be bothered whether Jesus will come or not. What you should be bothered for is how you are conducting your life now. So in the Kali Yuga, all these unnecessary points are highlighted. Even sometimes in our preaching also, some people will say Kali will come. Not in ISKCON preaching, but there are some people, Kali will come. There was one book, in the end of 1999, Kali will come. So I was in engineering second year that time, so I got that book, Kali Yugantam, book ka title tha. I read it, and then whole night I couldn't sleep, Mind was so disturbed, I couldn't sleep. And then I realized, according to Vedic calendar, there is no importance to 1999 December 31st. Is there any importance? Is there any connection? On what ground this fellow is telling 1999? It's just to emotionally blackmail people. And then 1999 is past. There was only one problem in 1999, that was Y2K. And everybody got jobs in Y2K, and most of the people have gone to America. And then nothing has happened, everything went on. And then we understood later that it is just a trash. So instead of believing such rascals, we should trust the scripture. Scripture is telling this, and scripture is not encouraging us, you contemplate on the thing which is going to happen after 4,32,000 years. You contemplate on what you should do now, how you should conduct now, which will benefit you. So, whether it is Kali Yuga or Dwapara Yuga or Treta Yuga, these yugas, we are giving the names because on the general principles. Because in general, in Krita Yuga, everybody will do their duties perfectly. If you do your duty perfectly, even now, then for you that age will become Krita Yuga. So, now if you want to live in Krita Yuga, just simple, you do your duty. What is our duty? Jivera Swarupahoy, Krishnera Nityadas. Oh, the Jiva's duty is to serve Krishna. So just serve Krishna. But instead of serving Krishna, if we manipulate and then make use of those teachings for our selfish motive, then immediately who enters there? Kali enters. And then he will destroy everything. Whatever that Satya Yuga is there, all that will be destroyed. There is nice shloka, 15th shloka. It's a Bhumi is praying, Bhumi Gita, in the 3rd chapter of 12th canto. यस्तु उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादः संगीयते क्षणमङ्गलग्नः संगीयते भीक्ष्णमङ्गलग्नः तमेव नित्यं शृणुयादभीक्ष्णम् कृष्णे मलां भक्तिमभीप्समानः. The person who desires pure devotional service to Lord Krishna should hear the narrations of Lord Uttama Shlokas, glorious qualities, the constant chanting which destroys everything inauspicious. The devotee should engage in such listening in regular daily assemblies and should also continue his hearing throughout the day. If we can do this, whole day we should hear Krishna. That's why Srila Prabhupada so expertly, he said, Hare Krishna. Whoever calls you, Hare Krishna. You call someone, Hare Krishna. So we daily, even a wife calls husband, Hare Krishna. Husband calls wife, Hare Krishna. So that way we call children, some Krishna's names we will keep to the children, and then they, we call them with their names, and that means it's Lord names. So 24 hours, if we can glorify Krishna, then automatically we are free from the effects of Kali Yuga. And Srila Prabhupada established this everyday Bhagavatam class, every day listening to this scripture. Yesterday one of my friend came, he was asking how you people manage, because everyone is so much busy earning money, and then they are making so many opulent arrangements for them to live, and you guys are not earning any money and then live a simple life. And when you go to such places and they call you to their places, you visit them, you see them, and you may get disturbed with all those things. So how you survive? He asked me. I said, every day we hear Bhagavatam class, every day somebody will teach us not to get attracted to all these things, not to get attracted. And the proof of it is so many devotees are still surviving because they are attached to Krishna and these higher principles. If we neglect in hearing, then we are bound to succumb to the pressures of outside world, and then Kali enters into our system. So this hearing should go on throughout the day, like in Vrindavan, in every moment what they were telling, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Anything they do, they will they'll say Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. If you read the translation, any verse you take, on time early in the morning, just as a girl had put aside her churn, then she began to sing. Having finished the worship at home, a young gopi, like a strong current of love for Krishna, churns butter and then joins all the gopis and their friends, and they sing Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Means they churn the butter, but they sing Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. One day early in the morning, just as a girl had put aside her churn in a pot full of butter, she saw Mukunda. Then she began to sing. For us also, one day in the morning, we got up and then we sang Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. We went and took mug in the hand, taking bath, singing Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. We came out, putting the gamcha, wearing the dhoti, singing Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. And when we enter into the temple, singing, meet all the devotees and sang together Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So, whole day should be filled with the singing of Krishna. Then we will really do our eternal duty and we live in Krita Yuga. Actually, ISKCON temples, if they are nicely managed, they create Krita Yuga in the middle of Kali Yuga. So all the ISKCON temples are like Krita Yuga centers. And just like in a desert, you cannot convert the desert into green land. Not possible. But in the desert there will be some small oases. That can be possible. In the middle of the desert you can have a small well, and you can take as much water will keep coming. So similarly, these ISKCON centers, if they are very well managed, as per principles of Srila Prabhupada, our temples are oases. People, whoever comes, they feel, oh, I am in Satya Yuga. They themselves feel like their malinas are washed off. So, otherwise, then Kali can enter anywhere. Kali has no restriction. The reins are given to him. He can enter. The minute we give up Krishna and then take our personal prestige, personal comfort, personal preference or whatever, then Kali will enter and then immediately it destroys. Srila Prabhupada also used to say, like, no outside force can do anything to ISKCON. ISKCON cannot be harmed by the outside people because they don't understand what is going on here. They, for their tiny brains it will never be understood. But the people inside can destroy. But if people inside are all very good, very responsible and dedicated, they can really offer so many oases for the people of Kali Yuga. And people are all troubled so much. People are troubled so much with various problems. They will get great solace. Just like in the desert, if we are walking and then we have no hope of water, and then sun is going into the middle of the sky, hot sun, and you're just walking and walking. As you go on walking, you will lose your energy, your enthusiasm, everything. And in that, if you come across an oasis, how you feel like? So same thing, our ISKCON temples have responsibility to offer to the people who are practically suffering like anything. And then people will feel like dharma is very nicely managed here. That's why Srila Prabhupada, instead of telling we will establish dharma, all big jargons which people don't understand, people don't follow also. Srila Prabhupada said follow 4 regulative principles. Just simply follow 4 regulative principles. And the day you follow 4 regulative principles, you are in Satya Yuga. You are following all dharma properly. You are so compassionate. Otherwise, hypocrisy prevails. We see episode of Gaudiya Math, how Gaudiya Math got disintegrated because just personal aggrandizement came, my property, my temple, all these things. That will destroy. Srila Prabhupada said, all of us should work together, not for ourselves. We are automatically benefited, but we have greater responsibility for the whole world. There is no hope actually, in this world. Many organizations are there, but nobody is offering this pure philosophy to the people, and they are not offering that hope. And ISKCON has got that responsibility, and so we must be so responsible for that. We'll read this shloka's purport. 25th. In this age, we can already observe that most people are laborers, clerks, fishermen, artisans, and other kinds of workers within the Shudra category. Enlightened devotees of God and noble political leaders are extremely scarce. And even independent businessmen, farmers are a vanishing breed as huge business conglomerate increasingly convert them into subservient employees. Vast regions of earth are already populated by barbarians and semi-barbarian people, making the entire situation dangerous and bleak. The Krishna consciousness movement is empowered to rectify the current dismal state of affairs. It is the only hope for the ghastly age of Kali Yuga. There is no other hope. And then he goes on writing, the 4 ages described in this verse are manifestations of various modes of material nature. The age of truth, Satya Yuga, manifests the predominance of material goodness, and Kali Yuga manifests the predominance of ignorance. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, within each age, the other 3 ages occasionally manifest as sub-ages. Thus, see, in each age, the other 3 ages occasionally manifest as sub-ages. Okay, like as I said, even in Kali Yuga, there can be Satya Yuga. Even in Satya Yuga, there can be Kali Yuga. If Kali enters in Satya Yuga in certain location, then there Kali prevails, like that. Thus, even within Satya Yuga, a demon in the mode of ignorance may appear, and within the age of Kali, the highest religious principles may flourish for some time. As described in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the 3 modes of nature are present everywhere and in everything, but the predominant mode or combination of modes determine the general character of any material phenomenon. In each age, therefore, the 3 modes are present in various proportions. The particular age represented by goodness, passion, goodness, Satya Yuga, passion, Treta Yuga, passion and ignorance, Dwapara Yuga, and ignorance in Kali Yuga exists within each of the other ages as sub-factor. This purport we will read. The word Krita means performed or executed. Thus, in the age of truth, all religious duties are duly performed, and people take great pleasure in spiritual knowledge and austerity. Even in the Kali Yuga, those who are situated in the modes of goodness take pleasure in cultivation of spiritual knowledge and regulated performance of austerity. this sublime state of existence is possible for one who has conquered sex desire. So, Prabhupada says, if we conquer the desire, then it makes our life so easy. Life makes so easy, and then we can remain in goodness and we can experience Krita Yuga even in the midst of Kali Yuga. So we must strive hard for following those principles. As I said, 4 regulative principles automatically brings us to Krita Yuga. But we have to expand the meaning of those 4 regulative principles. Like tapa means austerity. One austerity is only no alcohol, no cigarette. But tapa means making our life austere, not for sense gratification. That is the principle. The principle is no sense gratification. That is tapa. So, reducing our sleep, working hard for Krishna's pleasure, working hard to please Guru and authorities, reducing our, whatever our needs, minimizing our needs and increasing our service is all comes under tapa, like that. Compassion is like, now meat eating is one level of compassion, but compassion means even other people are suffering, how can I go and help them? How can I explain them that they take up Krishna consciousness and get relieved from all suffering? Next level of compassion. In the same way, cleanliness means even little pride in our mind, which should make us feel, oh, I am so much, my mind has become so dirty, so let me cleanse it. Next level of cleanliness. It's not only illicit sex, it doesn't stop there. It starts there. And then no gambling means truthfulness. So we should be so truthful that every second we should feel, truly, actually I am not Radhakant Das or anything, but I am the spiritual soul. Actually Radhakant Das is spiritual name. I am the Dasa of Krishna. I am not so and so, but I am actually, my original nature is Krishna. This is truth. So we should arrive to that condition and then do all our activities from that platform. Like that we raise in following those 4 regulative principles and then experience bliss in our life. In Krita Yuga, probably everybody would be living a blissful life because they are not running on the material plane. They are actually raising. Their efforts are to raise, not to run. So in our life also, our efforts should be for raising, not for running after material things. So that way we improve our life and easily tackle the effects of Kali Yuga. Thank you all very much. Any questions or comments, please?
Hare Krishna. Actually, yesterday you already asked question. I am not asking, but similar thing actually. Maybe you already covered that point also. In Kali Yuga, there can be Satya Yuga also. In Satya Yuga also, Kali Yuga, things like because of demons, etc.
It's there in the purport.
Yeah, so it is okay. So because I retained the question to ask, but now I am not asking. So my final only one question I will ask, though couple of points I noted. And Krishna said, Dharma samsthapanaya sambhavami yuge yuge. When he said, when he was there in Dwapara Yuga, I mean, how much dharma he tried to establish, because when he was there also, it was not in dharma was still was in 2 legs only. So, I mean, I'm trying to understand,
Krishna also took time to establish dharma during that time. So, he killed so many adharmic people who were supporting Duryodhana or Jarasandha. So many people he got them killed. So many demons he killed. So gradually he established, and then in the final point he made Yudhishthir Maharaj as a king of the universe, king of the at least planet Earth. So that way he established. Then when during the rule of Yudhishthir Maharaj, there was no confusion, this is dharma, this is adharma. He made it clear, like, so he reigned with properly, dharmic. So Krishna established. He also took some time. He also took some time means that is according to his will. How much time, everything.
No, but the time the Dharma existed, that
Very
Yudhishthira
short.
was very short time. The Krishna was there very long time. So he took so much time, to establish in a short time Dharma. Like, is it how it works? I mean.
Actually, dharma is established not only for that time, Prabhuji. Dharma is a principle. And that principle is established. And that principle will be there forever. Whenever. And that principle, as long as we remember that principle, that dharma is still there. If you forget that principle, then Krishna will come and make us remember. So that is establishment of dharma, at least as per my understanding. Establishing dharma means you establish the principle of dharma and people will take this is dharma. Okay? And then they will try to follow to that dharmic norm. Otherwise, Krishna will never generally interfere on the free will of the people. There will be demons and they want to act as a demoniac thing. He will let him do. He will facilitate for the demonic act. And we see demons even in the Satya Yuga also. That will be there. But dharma, the principle is established. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he established dharma. Bhagavatam came, established dharma. The principle is established. Sankirtanam is the principle. Prabhu, you want to add something on this? Establishing dharma. Yes, Prabhu?
Gita, in Bhagavad Gita we read that Lord Krishna says that he establishes dharma. How he establishes those up to the different time, place, circumstance, different yuga, different situation. So different. There are many people who want to
Follow dharma.
No, there are many factors, like this Kali Yuga is there right now, so the environment is only like this, that people are, by the effect of the modes, they get into following our dharma. So just like in any season you expect rain, similarly Kali Yuga we can expect all kind of propensities. So that's how is the environment. So, but Krishna has his ways to establish dharma, and those people who will read, follow, they will get saved.
That it's like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, established the principle, Kalau tad hari kirtana. So, and then you follow that, you will be saved. If you don't, then you are not following dharma. Krishna has established dharma, dharma samsthavana. And to establish that dharma, he comes time and again.
Yuge.
Yuge. So for this yuga, he has already come and established that dharma. Any other questions? Yes, Prabhu.
So dharma he established for the welfare of the society, people. Does he establish dharma for the Kali also? That Kali has to act like this?
Kali has to, does he establish dharma for Kali? Kali has, does he instruct Kali? Now this is your duty. I don't know. I mean, I never saw the discussion between Krishna and Kali anytime in the scripture. To extent I read. But generally, Prabhu, the principle is Krishna facilitate situation to fulfill the needs of people. Okay? So, those who are having demoniac needs to be fulfilled, those who want to act hypocrite. So, a time, place, circumstance is created by Krishna, that such a long span of time is given for the jivas to fulfill their propensities. Okay? So they appear in Kali Yuga. So it's a natural course. But Krishna is giving, or it's a facilitation actually. Krishna is facilitating in Kali Yuga. आपको सिनेमा देखना है, then Kali Yuga में आ जाओ, सिनेमा वगैरह सब रहेंगे, where you will not feel so guilty for watching a girl dancing half naked. आजकल कोई इतना गिल्टी फील नहीं होता है ना. क्यों नहीं होता है? कि कलयुग है, कलयुग में एक्सेप्टेड है, दिस इज एक्सेप्टेड. Heroines are all low grade prostitutes mostly, but still we accept them, many of them, on the name of action and entertaining people. We still don't derate them. वो कली युग में पॉसिबल है. Same thing is not possible in other yugas, because there the standard of understanding was different. So to fulfill without guilt you can enjoy in Kali Yuga. उसके लिए फैसिलिटी बनाया कली युग में भगवान ने, बट उसमें सफरिंग बहुत रहते हैं. So if someone is intelligent, he will not indulge in those things, but he will come to the Krishna consciousness. He will not become Chela of Kali, but he will become Krishna's servant, Krishna Das. पता नहीं मेरे को कली युग, आपका कुछ एक्सप्लेनेशन है प्रभु जी कली का?
प्रश्न है प्रभु जी, the age also has its own course, right? The Kali Yuga, Kali has to act in certain way to, harm people. So the Kali itself, it also has to have a dharma, right? So that dharma is established by Krishna as well.
Everything has its characteristics, like just like sweet has its sweetness, poison has its effect of poison. Similarly, every yuga has their effect on the people in general. Just like when it is rainy season, it is going to rain. It's winter season, it is going to be chilly cold. But because it's rainy season, we don't move without umbrella. We don't say it's rainy season, let me get wet, because it's rainy season. Or if it is very cold season, we don't avoid wearing warm clothes, saying no, it's cold season, so I should have to be natural by just being without warm weathers, warm clothes. So in the similar way, yes, this is Kali Yuga has its characteristics as described in the first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first chapter, verse number 10. Prayan alpayusa sabhya kalas minuge jana manda sumanda matyo manda bhage upadrita. So these are the characteristics of Kali Yuga, and even 12th canto talks about a lot of characteristics of Kali Yuga. So that is going to happen. So now what we have to do, just like in rainy season we take umbrella, in winter season we wear warm clothes, in the similar way in Kali Yuga we have to protect ourselves by chanting the holy names. So the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter number 3, verse number 40. Kali Yuga Yug Dharma Namera Prachar Tati Lagi Pit Varna Chaitanya Avatar. That's the verse. The religious practice for the age of Kali is to broadcast the glories of the holy name. Only for this purpose has the Lord in yellow color descended as Lord Chaitanya. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Another thing, Prabhu, Kali को सिखाने का ऐसा जरूरत नहीं है. Just if children want to enjoy away from the father, if father is there, children can't do everything that they want. So to give them some facility, father will walk away from that place. So Kali Yuga में भगवान भी थोड़ा सा दूर हो जाते हैं. See, winter, as Prabhuji mentioned, winter. What is winter? सूरज थोड़ा सा दूर चले जाते हैं तो winter आ जाता है. Isn't it? सूरज दूर जाना. So similarly in Kali Yuga, Krishna will keep himself little away. In the Dwapara Yuga, Krishna को personally देख पाते थे लोग. Right? We cannot do that. So Krishna is keeping himself little away. Still if someone wants, so they have to approach Krishna. Like that. So in Kali Yuga that facility, because most of the jivas, they don't want to worship Krishna. So he is just keeping himself little away. So Kali's influence. So Kali has gone, Krishna has gone to his abode. Then Kali began. Okay. Hare Krishna. Ganajra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
His Grace Radhakant Prabhu ki jai.
Actually ये कलयुग का बहुत confusing questions है मेरा मन में भी. See, Prabhuji बहुत straightforward है. For him everything is simple.